Hello and welcome to another video. Today is a day for redemption, you guys. Last week I tried to draw Deadpool in my sketchbook from a Deadpool reference I got off of a Coca-Cola can, and you know what? I sucked at it. Okay, but today I decided I'm here to redeem myself. I'm doing a spread of not only Deadpool but of Spider-Man, because I like Spider-Man, and I like Deadpool, and I think they have a fun dynamic together. So I decided that I was going to draw them today. I actually did a spread of them beforehand, which let me warm up a little bit, so that way I could do something that I felt would actually look nice. And so I did the previous sketch I did the day before, and then I did this one today, obviously. It was actually a lot of fun doing this spread. I know I don't typically do spreads for you guys, just only because it takes me a really long time to draw. This took me about an hour. Not exactly a fast artist, and also I take a lot of breaks, which is like super annoying in the process of editing videos, because I draw like 2 lines and then I pull my hand back because I'm like taking a break to like dance or do whatever bullshit or think. And so yeah, so this did take me an hour, but I do think it is a cute little spread. I tried to get sort of some personality for them. I realized what was so hard for me about drawing Deadpool the other day when doing it from reference, is that I don't really have fun drawing from reference, and so since it's not fun, I have a little bit of trouble concentrating, I guess, if that makes sense. And so I decided that it would be easier for me to draw Deadpool or Spider-Man or any other character that I like if I was doing it more in like a stylized way that made sense to my brain, if that makes sense. So I was like trying to figure out a way that I like to stylize both Spider-Man and Deadpool. I feel like the designs didn't really come up with anything inspiring. I feel like mostly I just drew them the way that they looked. I just didn't use reference, and then really most of my exploration of stylizing them was in their civilian designs, which are on the previous page, which you guys have not seen. But it did help me get into a mind space that was a little bit more loose. Not only that, I took a lot of the pressure off of myself. You'll see me mess up several times in this little Doodle page, and that's okay because it is just doodles, but I kept it loose. I messed up Deadpool's foot, and I made it facing the wrong way, and instead of freaking out about it, I just drew another one over top of it, and you can still see the previous foot, but I'm not really focused on it, and I feel like when I color it in, you don't really notice it too much. I mean, you do notice it, but it's just like part of the vibe. It's like a messy sketchbook page, and I feel like that really helped me in my mindset. Like, I was fucking it up, but I was laughing and having a good time. I'm like, damn, that foot looks really bad, but that's chill, instead of being like, oh no, the foot looks really bad, you know. It was like messing up in a fun way, if that makes sense. I was just able to keep the vibe really chill this time, which was really good for me. I feel like when I draw Deadpool and Spider-Man together, it's typically with the dynamic I feel like they have in the comics, where Deadpool gets to be the silly one and Spider-Man has to kind of be the funny one. I mean the serious one. And so I drew like a couple of little comics about that. Well, this first one is just a little bit about what's it called? Deadpool being like, Spider-Man is so short in comparison, because on the previous page I drew their civilian designs, where Deadpool and Spider-Man and Deadpool and Peter Parker, Wade Wilson and Peter Parker, are a little bit closer in size, because when Wade Wilson is in his civilian clothes, he tends to hunch over because, you know, Deadpool is insecure about his appearance or whatever, and so they're closer in height. And then when they're, you know, when he's more confident in his hero costume, he stands up straighter. So there's the size gap right there. And so I just drew that. First little comic is a little joke about Spider-Man's height, and then the second one is about when Spider-Man is around other superheroes, he likes to talk a lot and make the jokes, and then when he is around Deadpool's the one who gets to talk a lot and tell all the jokes. And I just think that's really fun. It's like Spider-Man gets to taste his own medicine, what it's like to be around him, and I feel like maybe that's part of the reason why he doesn't like Deadpool. I mean, obviously I know the reason why Spider-Man doesn't like Deadpool in the comics is because he's like a murderer and stuff. Obviously, Spider-Man is very notoriously anti-murder. We all know that. But depending on what continuity you read of Deadpool, he does eventually stop murdering. I don't know what his status right now is in current Marvel comics. I don't super follow comic books super closely, or really at all. I have a couple of comic books that I like to read from time to time. I have a lot of Ninja Turtles comics. Not super a lot of Marvel comics, but the Marvel comics that I do own are like Deadpool Kills Deadpool, like Deadpool Illustrated, which is when Deadpool goes around and kills like a bunch of what is it called, like public domain figures, I guess. He goes back and kills like Tom Sawyer, and he kills like what's his face, the whale, Moby Dick. Oh my god, I can never think of names. Which I guess is part of like those whole series of comics where where Deadpool just goes around and kills everybody, such as in Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe and stuff like that. Those are the Deadpool comics that I've personally read. I've read a couple of the Spider-Man and Deadpool series. I read a couple of issues from that run. I didn't read the whole run though. I know it's not a very long run either. It got canceled. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe people just didn't like it or what. I felt like there were some interactions that I really liked about it. From what I read, I was like, oh, that's cute. They're hanging out. They're being friends. There were misunderstandings, which is to be expected in any sort of media. But yeah, I do feel like it's kind of a little bit of a wasted potential, a really fun dynamic. But what can you do? There's only so much. I have ideas that people can capitalize on, I guess. So yeah, that was what I did for this little guy. And then I have, I'm actually using a different pen than I usually use. Typically, you guys know me. I say it all the time. My go-to pen is a High-Tech C. I haven't been using them lately too much. I don't know why. I just haven't been feeling the vibe of them lately. So what I have been using are these fine liners. I got these fine liners for Christmas from my uncle a couple years ago, and I haven't really touched them just because I'm not typically a fine liner person. But I think that was before I got into drawing with pen. I think I've been thinking of fine liner in sort of like a rigid way. I have this problem where I think about art supplies in a very rigid way. So previously to using pen to draw with, I never would have thought to use a fine liner to draw with. But I have been using them to draw with. These are actually Heathrone. I guess that's how you say it. It's Hethrone. That's how it's spelled anyway. Fine liners, they're in 0.4, and I have a pack of 100 of them. So they're cute. There's a lot of them. I have only used like 3 or 4 colors of them so far, just because there's a lot of different choices, and I get overwhelmed by choice personally. So I'm just like, I'll just grab a red when I want to use red, and I'll just pick a random pink if I want to use pink, etc., right? And so yeah, they're really fun to draw with. They're a little bit different from my High-Tech Cs. Obviously, the High-Tech Cs are 0.3, and these are 0.4, which is not really the difference. It's not super the size of the pen. Obviously, it's a little bit bigger, but the difference is more of the feel of drawing with a fine liner as compared to the High-Tech Cs. The High-Tech Cs do have a very scratchy feel to them, which is nice. But these Heathrones, they feel very smooth to draw with, which is a little bit of a change of pace for me. And they're really nice. I like using them. They don't bleed as much when I go over them with the Jesus Christ, I don't know why I try to say names. I say the same damn thing every day and I forget it every single time. My watercolor brush pens. I use my watercolor brush pens over top of them. That doesn't smear the ink as much as it does with High-Tech Cs, which never bothered me anyway. I do like the way that the High-Tech Cs look when you go over them, because if you like do hatching and then go over the hatching, it gives it like a darker look, and it like gives the illusion of having 2 different shades of like whatever color you're using, which is fun. This did do that too a little bit, not as much as it usually does. But I still liked it. I think they're really nice pens. They're super cheap. I was looking up them on Amazon. They're only like $20. So if you want like 100 fine liners for like $20, I think I recommend them. I like them plenty enough. I don't know how well they work with other things. I'm just using them for sketching. But if you want to get into sketching with fine liner, I'd recommend them. I think they're nice. I've only used them a couple times though, but from what I've been using them for, they seem nice. They are felt tips, which is weird to say because they don't look like felt tips. They kind of like have this clear appearance to the tip. I don't know, they're like, yep, that's just felt. I don't know, it looks weird to me, but they're nice. And then I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what these last few comics are about. This just like a joke. I don't know if you guys can ever read the little comics that I write on these, but they're the first one on the second half of the spread is the reason why everybody thinks that Spider-Man hates Deadpool, which is obviously that he's a murderer and Spider-Man is against murder. And then the actual reason that Spider-Man hates Deadpool is because he thinks that Deadpool is funnier than him. And then the joke is that Deadpool is telling a joke, but nobody else thinks it's funny except for Spider-Man. I really like that sort of dynamic between them. They are both very similar in that they're smartasses and they are always telling wisecracks and stuff. And I'm pretty sure if they did meet, obviously they have met, but I feel like if two guys who think they're like the funniest guy in the room meet, they would definitely be enemies, because it'd be like, you think that you're funnier than me, guy? I'm the funniest guy in this room. Who the hell does this guy think he is? And I think that's funny. And then it's just them doing the, Spider-Man upside down kiss thing. Obviously, they don't kiss, but that joke has been made 100 billion times with Deadpool and Spider-Man, obviously, because the whole joke is Spider-Man doesn't like Deadpool, and Deadpool does like Spider-Man, etc., etc. It's just tropes. It's just tropes at this point. But they were really fun to draw. They helped make me a little bit more relaxed. Like I said, I came back for redemption, and I feel like I did redeem myself from last week. I mean, I didn't redeem myself in the sense where I redrew it from the reference again and I did better. This was all from imagination. But sometimes you gotta do stuff to build your confidence back up. You can't just be down on yourself all the time. Sometimes you gotta do stuff that's fun. And I had a lot of fun doing this spread. So I hope you guys had fun watching me do this spread. I'm just going in and filling in all the colors now. I don't really do all of it all the way just because I forgot to define some sort of shapes like for their costumes a little bit. And so I'm gonna fill that in my own time and do some hatching on my own time. Just because, hatching takes up a long time, and this was already an hour-long video, and I had to shrink it down to 12 minutes, and my hand was moving super fast, so I'm just keeping it up a little bit. You guys can let me know if the videos are ever too fast. If you're like, I never can see what you're doing because it's sped up too much, you can let me know. I don't mind criticism like that. I would love to hear back from you guys about whether or not the videos are too fast or too slow, or if you're like, I like the videos when they're like 40 minutes. I don't mind going back to 40-minute long videos. It's just that it might take me a little bit longer to record the audio for it, and then I have to listen back to the audio, and then it's like I'm here for like 6 hours trying to record audio, because it's really hard to find what you want to talk about for 6 minutes. Not 6 minutes, for 40 minutes, but 10 to 12 minutes is a little bit easier for me in that sense, but I'll try harder for you guys if that's what you want. Anyway, we're coming up on the end of the video here, you guys. Thank you for spending this time with me. Go ahead and let me know if you think that I have redeemed myself with my little Deadpool Spider-Man spread. And if I didn't, you can let me know that too. I don't mind a little bit of criticism. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!